Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever one you celebrate. How are you doing, everybody? I know it's been a little while, but I recently just got an influx of Joe figures, so I'm going to be making a lot of reviews here soon. Starting off with the first one that I got, which is the Cobra Dreadnok Buzzer number 106. There has been a lot of Joes in this line so far, and we're already only a few years in. But this is Buzzer, one of the three main Dreadnoks. Currently, we only have Ripper as the other one. We don't have Torch yet, which is honestly kind of surprising. I thought Torch would be part of basically a three pack, but hey, single releases is fine by me. It's not as expensive, and you can get them a little easier as opposed to them just being in a one big box set. But here is Buzzer in the 112 scale line, and I think, at least in the box art here, I think it looks really good. I really like, again, start with the box art here. I really like the nice like references that are in this. As you can see, there's a Cold Slither poster in the back there, a whole bunch of grape soda cans, which is very accurate. This looks like it's probably they're based in Jersey from the old Marvel comics, which is that's a great reference. Love that. Keep referencing things from the old Marvel comics. I love that. As you can see, this is the new version of the windowless packaging, which I think this looks better than the art. I love the art more personally. I think the art is nicer, but in terms of getting across what's actually in here, I think this is better because as you can see, it has all the accessories in the top right there, has nice artwork on the right there with that isn't just a product render. Obviously, the product render there on the left. I'm fair this is a render. It does not look like a picture. It looks like a render. But you have the classified logo down here, Cobra Dreadnought Buzzer, Cobra logo. Very nice, bigger version of that artwork here, 106. And then a nice page in the back here that shows the exact height and everything that's in them. A little bit of detailing, his viper tattoo, his skull, belt buckle. They still have these on here, but they're not really useful anymore. Like I get the gimmick that they were trying to do. They're trying to do the like the file card without really doing the file card. But do the file card. If you're gonna do this, do the file card. Because the file card is one of the most fun things about the classified, or not classified, but the original shows. The file, I always love reading the file card because you always get a little bit about the character, a little bit of their detail, what their military specialty is. I always thought that was really fun, and you could fill in so much in your own head there of like what caused that, all the differences. I really like that. It adds a lot to the character. But on the side here, there's a QR code you can scan, which, by the way, does not take you to the G.I. Joe website. It just takes you to the Hasbro website. Not even Pulse. It just takes you to the Hasbro website and the page of this, which I think is stupid. I think that's really dumb. That's probably one of my biggest issues with the line right now is this stupid QR code that does nothing. Um, but hey, that's just me. Let's crack it open because I really want to see this guy. And here we have the Dreadnought Buzzer out of the packaging and on the spinning base. And I love this guy, genuinely. I really do. I think he's great. There's a couple missteps. And while everything else is really, really solid, the missteps are kind of big. We'll get to that. But before we do, I should say it looks really good. I really like this. I think this looks like a really good version of a modern buzzer. And that's all I really wanted. I wanted a nice version of a new buzzer. Because the Dreadnoks have always been some of my favorite of the Cobra villains. They're the most fun in the cartoons. They're always the most fun to like see written because they all talk and act bizarre. You know, they've all got weird Australian accents by the fact I think only one of them is actually from Australia. But yeah, no, let's get into this a little more detail because I have some things that I want to say. So grabbing him off of the spinning base. And here is Buzzer up close and really solid. Obviously, the sculpt work, if nothing else, is immaculate. I love this head sculpt. I think it looks really good, even if it does look a bit like Jason Mewes, but that might just be me. I really like all the different detailing here. He's got a bunch of dog tags. He's got a sheriff's badge. Presumably, he's taken all these from Joe's and cops. He's beaten himself, I have no doubt. He's got a couple grenades on his, I guess, belt. Would you call this a belt? Or is it a half suspender? Because it's just one side. I don't know. But on that, he's got what looks like maybe smoke grenade, tear gas, and then your classic pineapple grenade. A really cool, like skull belt buckle. The belt is riveted as well. And you can see even there's like this is nice they even painted the blue there, or the silver rather, so that way it looks like an actual belt in there. There's a crotch plate here because of course there is, because he's dealing with a chainsaw, and Look, I get it. I get it. And he also has these pads here on the pants, which, by the way, the designer of this said this was a direct reference to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Because remember the end of that movie, I can't put a clip here because I'll get demonetized. There's a clip in that movie where Leatherface drops the chainsaw on his thighs and it cuts through it. So that makes sense why it's there. On the side here is obviously a holster for his pistol, which we'll look at later. There's a holster on the side here for his knife, which we'll also look at later. Very nice knee pads. Well, there you go. Drop down knees always can make it a little bit of a mess there. Knee pads, very nice boots. These boots, I'm fairly certain, are just a reuse of the one Destro has, or at least the tops are. The bottoms here look new because they have like a unique strap there. But I think these are reuse of Destro. I think these are legs are reuse of Destro. Like a lot of the stuff is, I think these hands are on like Storm Shadow or something. But everything else seems fairly new. The tattoo there on the side of his arm as well. Sounds very hairy. He's got very hairy arms. The tattoo there of like it's got a viper with a knife through it. There's a glove here with a nice watch. That's actually a very nice watch. Overall, he looks really good. Big dumb ponytail. My main issue here, with this at least, is that we're in 2023 and we're still getting pinned legs. Now, I don't mind pinned things mostly, because, most of my collection limbs are pinned. I collected them then, I'll still collect them now. But we're at a point now when most figures are pinless, especially in the classified line. And pinless means tighter joints, and it means that they're not as wibbly and wobbly in these parts, not as gummy. So these legs are kind of gummy, as you can see right here. So that kind of sucks, because it's like the guy's whole gimmick is that he's a chainsaw. He holds a chainsaw, so you kind of got to set him up in a pose like that, like a squat pose, so he can hold it right. But the joints are gummy, so they don't really want to that much. So I really feel like that's a misstep on the design part. Also, my second issue with this specific figure is, of course, Buzzer comes with his iconic goggles, which look very good. Like these look like what Buzzer would wear, and you can just slide them on there. Now, my main issue is that with the rest of the classified figures, especially for glasses, there's always a little peg, like a little locking mechanism, especially for the Baronesses, a little locking mechanism to hold them in place. This doesn't have that. So they just fall right off. They don't lock in, which really sucks because having Buzzer without his glasses is like having Destro without a gold head or a silver head. So it just doesn't look right. And so I think odds are I'm just gonna get like a little bit of with like glue tack there and stick it behind one of the glasses to keep it there because it doesn't like to stay. Also, the plastic's kind of soft, so it doesn't look quite right. Like the glasses are a little warped. I'm really struggling to get this on right now. So it just doesn't look quite right. Like it looks like you put them on drunk. So I've had them off for most of the time that I've used for taking pictures. I almost dropped it. It's another issue. Glass that small, they're gonna fall off and you're gonna lose them. They get sucked by the carpet. But yeah, those are my biggest issues. Everything else I think is really fine. Like articulation here, which we'll get into now, is really solid. There's a ball joint here at the top of the head. You can go 360. There's a ball here at the bottom of the neck as well, so you get some nice down motion, nice up motion. Ponytail doesn't really get in the way. It's more just so that the head here is a little tight. There's ab crunch here, forward, backwards. There's a ball here at the torso, so you get a lot of motion there. There's butterfly joints here at the arms. These sleeves here, I think, are from Storm Shadow, by the way. I think basically these whole arms are from Storm Shadow. You can go up this high, 360 here at the shoulder, 360 at the bicep. There are double jointed pitless elbows, of course. Both arms have a downward facing hinge. So, like so. Some of them are a little tighter to move, but they both have a downward hinge. Of course, like I said, drop down hips. Love them or hate them, you're going to get them in all the classified figures. Double jointed, pinned knees. There's a swivel here at the calf, and there's a up and down forward facing pin for rocker on the boot. So that is, down he goes. There's your classified Buzzer articulation. Now let's move on to the accessories. Oh, there you go again. Now, all the accessories that come with Buzzer make a lot of sense for Buzzer. Starting off here with his iconic chainsaw. Usually has a chainsaw gun, but I actually prefer just the regular chainsaw because I think the chainsaw gun is dumb. But I like this quite a lot. It looks like just your normal regular chainsaw. I might honestly repaint this red a little bit, give it a little bit of Ash Williams, a little Evil Dead look to it. But the detailing here is really nice. There's a lot of nice wires, a lot of nice pins and things here. It looks like a fan there. All sorts of things that you would see on probably a proper, more custom made chainsaw. So you have a peg here, a little hole here. So if you have a blast effect through it, if you want, I don't know, shoot and flame, which would be pretty funny. Probably more aptly smoke, as it's making smoke because it's probably a gas powered chainsaw. I would not be surprised. I'd be surprised if it was an electric chainsaw. Then that's DREADNOKS not going to be able to be eco-friendly. There's this weapon, which appears to be just a pickaxe head on a chain whip, which is, I mean, hey, it's definitely a weapon. Very Mad Max. I might give this like Zorana or something because I don't really see Buzzer using it, but hey, that's just me. Um, but hey, no, hey, it's there. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, well, it can go in the fodder box. This is pretty cool. I actually quite like this bat. My only issue is, as you can see, it's pretty warped. It was more warped in the box that it came in. It might as well have just been a U. So I hit it with a hairdryer and hit it with some cold water. I'm gonna have to do that again because it just warped yet again. But I like it quite a lot. Actually, it reminds me of a lot of a Fallout weapon or Mad Max, which is very much the vibe of the DREADNOKS. But yeah, I quite like it. I think it was pretty good. When I don't use the chainsaw, I give him that. I'll tell you what I never really give him though is this some sort of Walther PPK or Makarov of some sort, like pistol. DREADNOKS Buzzer especially doesn't seem the type of guy to use a gun, but hey, that's just me. Detailing is nice. Um, I mean, if you don't like him using it, you can give it to somebody else, throw it in the fodder box, whatever. But I think it's one of the better looking guns that they've made. I think it's really solid. I like the little tape wrapping here for better grip, presumably. But hey, it's there if you like it. It's there if you don't like it. He also has a knife, which makes a lot of sense. Just simple like thigh knife. We've seen this mold a few times now, but I think that's pretty good. It reminds me a lot of the Scream knife, which is pretty cool. And then, of course, his goggles, which are blank on one side, black on the other. They're more of welding goggles, which I guess makes sense for out of the chainsaw. But hey, those are the accessories. Comes with quite a lot. And here we are for some size comparisons. We have the Snake Eyes figure, who is obviously a lot shorter than basically everybody. And I don't know why, but I also don't hate it. So, hey, that's just me. Next up, we have the Cobra Bat, who is about the same height, probably as should be. Cobra Bats are usually pretty big. So, yeah, there you go. That's how he scales there. And here he is next to my next review of next week's review, specifically of Tiger Force Flint, who I'm very excited to get into on that. So yeah, there we go. And here is your Classified Series number 106 Buzzer. I really like this guy. I think he's really good. You should definitely pick him up if you're a fan of DREADNOKS Cobra. He's disappointing in some ways, definitely. I wish that he had pinned legs, obviously. I wish that his goggles stayed on, obviously. Wish that bat didn't come warped, obviously. But those are all things that I'm fine with. They don't destroy the figure for me. I still definitely recommend it. I think it's fantastic. If you want him, you can pick him up basically anywhere. He's not exclusive to anything, so you can probably just pick him up at I don't know, Walmart. If there's anything at Walmart other than shipwrecks or rock and rolls, because from what I've seen, that's all that seems to be showing up there. But hey, I really like him. I hope you like him too. I hope you like this review. I have him on the Punisher bike, the Marvel Riders one, because I think it's really good. But I hope you like this review. If you do, please like, comment, subscribe, everything that is needed. You know the drill. But thank you all so very much, and I will see you next time.